second question. Let's flick over to John chapter 2. And we see this famous story of Jesus being at a wedding in Cana. You all know the story. It's often used by preachers to kind of talk about Jesus, the party animal. You know, Jesus loved having good fun. And I've heard many, many sermons on that subject. But in this story, we see something much deeper and much more profound than that going on. We see that the wine in the wedding has run out. We see that there are these huge jars of water that have been set apart for the ceremonial washing, for washing away impurity from people. And we see in Jesus' first miracle that he turns that water into red liquid wine. And people drink it and it's wonderful and they have a party. But it's a sign of something much more profound. A sign of the atonement that is to come. A sign that Jesus is going to be able to answer that question. What does humanity want? What is it that we want? What is it that we need? We need reconciliation with God. As literally liters and liters and liters of water designed to cleanse away dirt are turned red, the color of blood, wine, which signifies Jesus' blood. During the course of that miracle, a fascinating interaction takes place between Jesus and his mother. I have 3 children, twin boys who are 5 and another one who's 2. So I find the interaction between mothers and sons fascinating. Let's have a look at this interaction. When the wine was gone, verse 3, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine." Verse 4, here's the question. "Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not yet come," Jesus says. His mother turns to the servants and just says, "Do whatever he tells you." Here's the question. Why do you involve me? Throughout John's Gospel, there are 30 questions that we could have thought about to preach about and think about this morning. But I sensed as we were preparing that this is a profound question for us as Christians sitting here in Britain today. Why bother involving Jesus with your Christian life, your church, your ministry, your organization? Why involve him? After all, don't our committees and our systems, don't they work and operate really well? Brother Yun, in his fantastic book, Living Water, I don't know if any of you have seen this, it's a devotional book by Brother Yun, and he talks about arriving in the West. He said, "It didn't take long for me to realize that something fundamental was missing in the body of Christ. And the missing thing was the power and presence of God." He says, I don't say this to condemn anyone, but rather I point it out in hope that it will speak to your heart and help the church. Hear the heart cry of our Chinese brother Yun, speaking to us as Western Christians sitting here. I know we're not all Western here, but what a profound question Jesus asks us this morning. Why involve me? Found that incredibly challenging in my own life. Lord, I want to live a life 100% for you, where you are at the center, you are involved. I'm not just living day by day, occasionally consulting you, as if you're an expert that I occasionally go to for a bit of advice. Let's involve Jesus. Is Jesus really that important that we need to involve him? Well, our culture would say no. The new atheists and the rise of rampant atheism in the West will tell you there is no God. God is a delusion. Jesus was just a man who lived in history like any other man. Why bother involving him in your life? The Muslim will say to you, why involve Jesus so much? Allah can just forgive people arbitrarily. There is no need for a cross. There's no need for blood. There is no need for atonement. And even within the church, we begin to debate, is Jesus really the only way? Is he really the cosmic ruler of all? Is it really only Jesus? Will people really face God's wrath, God's judgment, if they have not been forgiven by Christ? Why involve Jesus? Because as his sign at Cana signified, his blood is for the cleansing of the whole world. It is only through the cross of Christ and only through what Jesus has come to do that we can be right with God.